Well, this might be a first, which is we're recording on Hump Day, late afternoon on a Hump Day, right?
You know what my favorite day of the week is?
Yes.
It's now Wednesday afternoons.
No. Yeah, we're playing a little bit of hooky here. It's late afternoon for me, right?
It's early afternoon for me.
Yeah, it's early
on
afternoon
a Wednesday.
For you. And yeah. So, but we had to get something recorded, and let's just say it's been a challenge. Right?
And we're back, baby.
We're back after a very long hiatus. Sorry, everybody, but we are back. Yes,
we are back. Hey, listen, I think we both enjoyed some time away. We done. Oh my goodness, I think we had done episodes from all last summer through the fall, through a little bit of break here and there. But I mean,
yeah, and I'll talk about my breakaway that I needed. We'll talk about that in a little section, but it's been a little overwhelming. GS Pro has popped. Let's just say.
Yeah, there's a lot, and there's some stuff to talk about as we go through the show today. Like it's popped in a lot of different ways, in a good way.
Yes. Yeah. But let's. I think what we really need though is to talk about perhaps having a drink, right?
Sure.
Steve, can you give me the next segment? Steve, are you there?
Steve, are you there? Steve,
hello?
Hello. No, Steve, hello.
What's behind the bar with Master and Mashy?
Steve forgot where all his buttons are.
Steve thought he wasn't coming back. After the break, Steve thought he wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this thing on?
I'm Rusty. Steve's Rusty. Okay, here we go. So I'm having a beer 30, right? It's beer 30.
Anything particular you're drinking?
Yes, as a matter of fact, a couple of interesting things. First of all, we are not sponsored by anything, but if we did get sponsored, I would love to be sponsored by this company called Frost
Buddy. All right,
so
I like them.
This is like a vacuum sealed thing for your beer. It's perfect for golf. And seriously, we're not sponsored by this. This thing is amazing. I've had these like beer koozies over the years. This is the first one I have yet to stump. And what I mean by that is it takes every freaking size of beer can bottle
really
I've seen so far. It's great. So I have a pounder in here right now, and I'll talk about what I'm drinking. But then it's got like this insert that you can do regular cans, slim cans, bottles, everything. And I'm going to gift these to everybody I know. And
so, dude, hashtag when we post this, let's hashtag FrostBuddy and see what they say. Because I've never heard of them before. So now I'm going to go out. I'm actually looking right now. I'm going out and researching FrostBuddy.
And it's thin enough that it fits in the golf cart, too. I've seen ones that are way too fat. But yeah, it's great because every golf course you go someplace to sell cans, someplace bottles, aluminum cans.
Some of the thin cans,
they all work with this thing. It is amazing. So
that's awesome. All right, cool. FrostBuddy. I'm taking note. I'm gonna go look at them.
Now, beer wise, I also have an interesting story. So on March 21st, so I don't know if everyone hears, it's 3-2-1 day, which is a day. It's Down syndrome day where we talk about a close friend of ours family, they run a huge charity that day, and it's at Trogs Brewery here in Hershey. And we went to it that day, and every year they brew a special beer for it. So that's what I'm drinking.
Nice.
It's the 3-2-1. It's called the Downright, it's great, Down Syndrome, Downright Awesome Lager.
I like that.
So that's what I'm drinking. So we were there on 3-2-1 day. It was March 21st, so we got really lucky. It was a little chilly that day, but otherwise beautiful, sunny. Had a great outing. They broke all kinds of records, and every year they're like, they had to turn people away in the parking lot because we had packed the place so tight that people couldn't even get in the park anymore. I took the dog down. The dog's playing with the kids in the parking lot. They're playing games. It was just a great event. Inside, the parents are hanging out. Outside, they had like 100 volunteers from the local school come to work with the kids and play games.
Oh, that's great.
So it was great. It was a great day, and here's the beer. Pretty good
and
stuff.
Is it a good beer?
It is a good beer. So this was actually made by Trogs. Trogs is like a pretty big microbrew, but it's here in Hershey. You can get it mostly up and down the East Coast here in Pennsylvania. But yeah, it's a lager, pretty good. So I'm enjoying that.
It's awesome. Oh, good beer with a good cause. I like that.
Yep.
That's a win-win across the board.
Yep.
I'm staying true to brand. which is and yes, it's now actually 1:37 in the afternoon. So why not have bourbon? Because it's 1:37 in the afternoon, and I only have to coach my kids' flag football team practice later
It
on
makes you a
today.
better coach. Let me put it that way. It makes you a
I may
much
be
better
asleep
coach.
in the park, curled up in fetal position, but
No.
but no, we'll be good. I am my wife, who obviously I love dearly, gave me a present during our hiatus, and I think I know what it was. It was actually right before our hiatus, actually, but we didn't talk about it. It was a present for Valentine's Day, and she gave me 3 brand new bottles of small batch Colorado bourbons that I had never seen or heard from
So
before, and I
3
don't
different
own.
bottles from 3 different
Three different
distillers.
bottles, 3 different distillers. Yep.
That's cool.
So the first one that I've opened up and I've been working my way through.
What a great wife. My God.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think my wife
for
bought.
Valentine's Day, like, what do you,
Yeah, I mean, holy
I
smokes.
mean, yeah, here's 3 bottles of bourbon. I'm like, score.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, great.
Where do you find a woman like that anyway?
I gave her jewelry, so there you go. It was not an equal trade, by the way, just so you know. I mean, from a cost perspective, from a heart perspective, it was absolutely
Yes,
equal. From a
right,
cost
right.
perspective, it was not quite.
Yeah.
I will. So this one is from a distillery on the west slope, the west side of Colorado, so on the other side of the Rocky Mountains, out of a town called Palisade. Now, Palisade is famous for their peaches. We get Palisade peaches in the fall every year, and they're some of the best, sweetest peaches you make, cobbler and
Millions
pies.
of peaches.
Oh,
Peaches
they're
for
so
free.
good.
Millions.
So
I
this
love it.
is Peach Street Distilleries bourbon, okay, and it's all local. They use all local Colorado corn. They use they do everything local here in their distillery. They don't bring anything from out of state. It's all grains are local. The corn's local.
Now, does it have a peach flavor to it, or that's just
It does not.
Okay.
It's just called Peach Street, I think, because of the history of
Right.
Palisade and
Yeah.
that bit. But no, it actually tastes like just a really good, solid bourbon, local small batch, out of those charred white oak barrels, and you get a lot of the standard traditional caramels and the normal stuff you would get, little sugars out of the bourbon. It's really, really good. I've had this a couple of times now, and so that's what I'm drinking tonight. So Peach Street bourbon from the Peach Street Distillery.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. It's been a while.
Shoot, I'm not sure if you can put bourbon in this thing, but I might.
I was gonna say, will that fit my bottle? If they have one that fits my bottle, here's the bottle in case anybody was interested. My camera will pick it up.
Oh yeah, your background is messing with it.
Yep.
Oh, I just noticed your background. You're promoting your show.
It's my.
Nice.
I was looking for a different background.
Yeah,
it feels
so
like a new
talk
season,
about oblivious, master blasting on it right now.
So I stuck my 3 perfect holes out there.
Nice.
Folks have been liking those little short hits.
All right, so hey Steve, can you take us to a golf story, please?
Now is the time Masta and Mashi brag about their non-existent golf careers. Go grab a drink and come back in 10 minutes.
So I will say before I go to, because my golf story is first and then yours is, I will say, and I'm just thinking about this like on the fly as we talk, I'm going to predict the next trend. Okay.
Like golf trend or our trend or what trend?
Golf trend.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
The trend, I remember last summer or end of last season, whatever it was the Bryson hitting the ball over his house like that.
Yeah.
Here's the new golf trend. People are going to load up GS Pro and replicate hitting Rory's second shot on 15 at the Masters, the big hook over the water onto the green.
The one that Tiger also did a similar one. Like, didn't he do like Tiger did the same thing like in 2011?
A long time ago. Yeah. But I'm starting to see, I saw 2. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a trend. I saw 2 guys post them trying to recreate the same shot in GS Pro using Georgia Golf Club.
Nice.
They place the ball and they carve it around the trees and stuff. So that's the next trend. I'm predicting of we'll see videos of that left and right.
All right, we'll see on the next show. We'll see if it
we'll see if it takes. So for my story, before you flip sides, go back real quick.
Steve.
That's okay, but I'll go to it in a second. No big deal. It's more of a golf journey. As you know, we go through our winter time and we play GS Pro, we play the Sim, and it's also a lot of time to work on our swings. I do a lot with Shane and Shanky Golf, and you do as well and stuff. and I do a lot of work on technique. I have my old swing was a lot of over the top, a lot of chest and arms, not a lot of lower body. And over the last couple of years, I've been working on getting a lot more lower body in the mix, moving my swing into out.
And you've gotten
And
some
I've done,
distance out of that.
and yeah, I've got some distance out of it. I got some consistency out of it. My ball flight, everything's been much better all across. And for the last month or so, and Hazel Rocket kind of turned me onto this. So I don't know if you know Hazel Rocket. He does a lot of streaming on
Best
YouTube.
name ever. But anyway,
He is the best name ever. He's been streaming his swing speed. He's working on ramping up his swing
doing
speed.
speed training. Cool.
Speed training. Yep. And it's been fun to watch and see him increase his club head speed and his ball speed. So I wanted to do that as well. But Shane was like, time before we just start like swinging super hard at the club, at the ball, let's make sure we're pushing off the ground properly. We're doing the technique properly, right? And so we, over the last month, have been doing a combination of two: push off the ground and increase some swing speed. So if you'd hide our video or make us small, because the slide's going to go across the mall, you can make us, Steve could make us, there you go. That will work fine, I think. What I just wanted to share, which I thought was interesting, is next slide. So the first one, these are from my Arco sensors. The first on the left there, the distance off the tee, the 235, 271, was my last round of last season before we stopped posting scores. Okay. And so and that's not, I mean, I'm generally a little bit longer than that 235, but for that round, that's what it was. These next two are my last two rounds, my average distance and my over the last two. So from, let's say, October through now, I've increased my average distance by 30, 35 yards or so.
Wow.
So it's fun, like, to see results like this when you put time and effort into the work. So cheers to Shane and cheers to Shanky Golf and some, good hard work over the winter.
Yeah. That's
so anybody who says that sim golf can't, practicing in a simulator of the winter doesn't help your game is fooling themselves. You could absolutely.
Yeah, I think it absolutely does. It's just, I think there's varying degrees on how it helps certain people too. Right.
And I think it depends on how you do it. If you go at it as a training tool, you can get a lot out of it. If you go at it as a video game, then, you get out what you put in.
I got one of my neighbors who got a simulator over the winter, and he hasn't improved at all. And I said, well, what are you doing down there? And he had no direction.
Yeah.
He's just hitting balls. And I'm like,
yeah.
So you haven't really changed anything. You're just swinging the club more, but you're not improving your swing. And it's like, you need to get a lesson and then have a plan and have some drills that you're doing. And so.
Yep.
All right.
So we're still going. I'm working on trying to get to, right now, my goal is 110 mile an hour club head speed with my driver. I've had a couple of 106s.
Ooh.
But much more consistently 102 to 103. So I'm still working on it. So we'll see.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Moving to the right. So next slide, Steve. Let's go to the elephant in the room. All right.
Oh, so we have an elephant in the room.
Yes, we have an elephant, which is me.
You are my drama queen. You know that. In my life, I have one drama queen.
So we took a little break here, and most of it was because of me. On the last show we did, you and I decided not to give an MPAL to a certain course. A couple people, more than a couple, disagreed with that.
Fair.
I took objection to the disagreement and went off the rails. So...
Is this where the video of the train going off the rails?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I made a pretty scathing video, which when I started was supposed to be a joke. And then I actually did multiple videos, and that was the one I released. And they got progressive. After I watched it, I was like, oh my God, these got progressively worse. Anyway, okay. It was extremely, I would say, and this is understated, it was inappropriate. I shouldn't have done it. And Greg McDonald, I apologize again. I reached out to him and apologized, and he was extremely, let's say, forgiving and just a downright great guy.
He's a great guy.
And so I apologize again to him. And I realized that after making the video and everything, that I just need to take a freaking break, right? Yeah. Because we were entering in, like, we were just getting 20, 30 courses a week that we're trying to tackle. And I'm like, I got, in my head, I'm just like, how am I even going to start picking the best course? I'm sure I'm missing some. And we'll talk about this
Well,
later
then you
on
start
the
feeling
show.
bad.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
you start feeling bad. It's like, you said 20 or 30. We got, there's 20 or 30 a day that were coming out right before we took a break.
well,
And
now while we're taking break, I think there's probably 200 courses that came out since the last time we did a
correct,
show.
at least.
And it's getting unmanageable at this point. So things have to change. We still don't know what those changes are going to be. Maybe MPAL must play of the week, isn't it? I don't want to get like when we talk about these MPALs that one courses are better than the other, and if we miss one, people get upset. So I don't know how we're going to address this moving forward. We're talking about it, but we came forward now because, like, dude, it's been 2 months since we did a show. We need to do something. So here we are. Okay.
We're back. Yeah, and we're back regularly now. It's just not, this isn't like a one-time show.
Yes.
We're back regularly,
I
but
definitely
we may
got
not
some things
look
going on in my life I haven't talked to you about yet that could change some things. We'll chat about that. But elephant room. Now, how does this relate to a freaking golf story?
And now we proudly announce our graduating builders.
Oh, God.
Welcome to Blue.
So
Well-
I'll take this one because, like, I don't know how, like, we let me put it this way. I started there's no way to track how many people have gone blue from the last episode till now, which is while we need to take a
they
brief
deserve credit,
hiatuses
but
here
it's
and
tough
there.
to give them credit, right?
It's tough to keep them. Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to go down and list everybody. We have one post on Blue that I thought was actually still to this day makes me laugh. But I did make an attempt. I went and loaded up. This was the process. I loaded up GS Pro. First off, I started back scrolling through the Discord, in the GCD channel, just the random chat channel. I started scrolling back to see every time there was an announcement of blue. And, like, do you know how many times the word blue is? Then I started searching on the word blue. And so that failed miserably. So then what I did is I actually opened up GS Pro, all courses, and then filtered based on newest. Then next to GS Pro on my other monitor, I opened up the SUT website. And as I looked and I saw somebody's name I didn't recognize, I then put it in the courses list to see how many courses they had.
What's ironic about this whole thing is that finding people who have turned blue their first course is getting as hard as evaluating all the courses that we had to do a while ago.
Correct. So congrats, a giant congrats from both of us, from the B2B to all of you that have been blue over the last few weeks. Okay.
Yeah, so congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations.
And thank you for your contributions on building and getting through the entire course building process. Right?
We could dance.
Okay.
And there's one post that I cracked about. So for our good friend Sting, to Golfer God 1896, congrats on the release of your first course. And he was like, yeah, it's my second course, dude.
But thank you. Thanks.
But thank you.
Whatever. All right.
I thought it was great. So that was the only one that I pulled up.
All right. So that takes us to, well, kind of, we're going to have to talk about this one.
And now we present Master and Mashi's Must Play Courses of the Week. Boom!
Now, let's just say that we are definitely going to miss some courses out of the 200 that were released since the last time we did the show.
So I was just doing math in my head, by the way. I kept reviewing every single course after our last show up until about 2 weeks ago. And that was 147 courses that I had, and that was 2 weeks ago, not including what was released last. And then I went back and looked at courses just since April 9th, and that was another 40 courses.
Yeah, you and I had a conversation about 2 weeks ago, and I said, dude, I have no desire right now to go through 50 courses. And you're like, 50?
50?
Try 150.
I was like, 50? Dude, log back into Discord and take a look. It's way more than 50. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
We're going to have to think about how we do this moving forward. And we're going to do MPALs this week because of some stuff that we just thought was good. It's not better or worse than anything else out
there.
There.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I have a list of stuff up into that 147 that I recommended for MPAS, but we're not going to cover them all here because, again, it goes back 3 weeks ago and it's pretty old.
There's a good chance if you release a course, if we keep up at this rate, we're not going to be able to look at it. Do us a favor. If you really want us to take a serious look, send us some screenshots.
Yep. Or send me the name of the course. I will download it and play it in the sim. If there's a course you absolutely want me to play or want us to play, send me the name of the course. I will look at it for sure. We'll look at it. Give you feedback if you want the feedback off air, and then if it's MPOW worthy, put it on the show. I think my only hope is hope's not the right word, but as we move out of the prime sim season into more regular season golf, that we don't have as many courses released. We can kind of keep looking at most every course.
Maybe we start having a summer and winter season for the
Maybe
show.
we do a summer and a winter
different format, right?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Okay. So let me start on my first course that I was playing through, and I started playing this one. I thought it was pretty good. It was Druid's Glen by T Squared. So well done on this one.
Steve, will you move our videos or hide our videos so we can see?
Well, actually, let's get rid of them, right?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
So first of all, like, driving range on here was really cool. I felt like this was the VIP driving range because, like, I am the, if you want to call it, I'm President Trump out there or somebody else, and I want to keep everybody away. So I got my barriers on each side, right? I got my security around me, so no one bothers me, so I can just
double barriers too, by the way.
Double barriers, right? No one even near me. No, if anyone calls the remember the animated like drunk guy swinging the golf club that some people used to put. He's not anywhere near me.
He's not anywhere near there. He can't.
Right. I can shoot into my baskets out there. But now every course, you look it up, and of course they say, "Oh, it's the Augusta of Pennsylvania," or "It's the Augusta of this." And I'm like, okay, whatever. You roll your eyes. I honestly have to say, with some of the trees and the flowers on this, I do feel like this gives me Augusta vibes. Now, the trees aren't like the tall like trees at Augusta.
Those pines, yeah. Those
but
Georgia
I
pines.
felt like there's like tons of like good flowers and stuff. It looks like spring on here. He had some really good tee markers, which are like classic.
I love those.
For Druid's Glen, those are perfect, right?
Yep,
That's like
I love
the
that.
Druid symbol on the flags as well. And then, like, I actually been noticing more recently on a lot of courses, and then I looked through the release notes of GS Pro. They made some camera improvements on the Minicam, and I talked to you about this, and you felt as well as the same thing in that we're seeing some more detail in the mini maps look a little bit better recently.
Yep, agreed.
So, ATP is a busy guy, but if anyone knows, John or anyone else listening to the show knows what we changed on the mini
Soupy
camera.
probably knows.
Soupy probably knows.
Yeah.
Soupy's in the know. Yeah. I'd love to know what we did because I think the mini camera has looked much better.
Much
recently.
better.
More consistent, I should say. Right?
Yep. I feel like a lot of times the mini map camera looked much darker than what you were seeing on the actual hole.
Yeah, and I think it was very dependent on like LOD levels for trees. Sometimes trees wouldn't show up. So I don't know if they got around some of those things or the way that the satellite shader worked. They always working. I'm not sure what they did, but it looks better. Looks much better.
Yep.
Here's a shot of the real course. There's some really cool along the entire course.
Really pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot of like waterwork, waterfalls, holding ponds, and that type of thing. And he did a really good job capturing this. Right.
Yeah, he did.
Between the retaining walls, the stone work on it, the coloring here is really good. The waterfalls look really here. The only I would say critique I would have is the waterfalls are moving extremely fast. I would try to slow those down. I know it's very challenging in RAM. You got to play with like the gravitational settings, the acceleration, and that type of thing. Might be something someday worth making a video on, a tutorial to know what those settings are. They take a while to learn and tweak, but looks really good. This is where I think it looks like Augusta here, right?
Yeah.
With these, I don't think they're azaleas, but like just the colors here, the style of the hole. Now the trees, the large trees aren't definitely Augusta, but I just
I get hole 12 Amen Corner vibe with this. Yeah.
Yes, and there's a really cool waterfall here. He did some really good particle effects on it as well. Again, here. Good particle effects in the water, great colors on the flowers, the swan swimming around. This looks like, after I did the screenshot and put it in, this looks legit real.
I mean, I love the fact that you
real.
can see the feet of the swan underneath the water.
Right?
Like, it's pretty darn good.
Yeah. And T Squared, he's notorious for like working animals into his courses, so no no exception here. You did a fantastic job. One thing, yeah, you left draw on your train underneath. So if you turn draw off, you'll actually pick up some performance. So the performance was pretty good. I looked at your benchmark in there. Certainly it was really good, but you'd pick up, you drop your batches a little bit if you just turned off draw on your train.
I wonder if that's outer.
It probably is, since it's dropped underneath.
It's dropped pretty low. It might be the outer.
You're probably right. It is outer.
Yep.
Although there seems to be a lot of detail for an outer there.
Yeah, there does. But like, I mean, I'm interested. I'm curious if it is outer. I'm just curious. Did he not? I mesh the outer in Blender with the tools, which cuts out the inner. There is no outer terrain at all. I turn it off completely.
You're probably right. It is outer, and you're not gonna be able to turn that off completely. But either way, so congratulations.
Great course.
Yeah.
Great course.
Well done.
Great course. Nicely done.
And moving on to something that looks that is just as realistic, which is Moonwalk Par 3s. Talk about this is the Augusta of
the moon.
Yes.
I love this course. I chose a couple. I've got two we're going to talk about that are a little newer. There's some really good courses. Greg McDonald's has another course that came out a few weeks ago that's just spectacular. There's some really good course. So don't think just because we're talking about these ones, there's not other really good ones. There are a lot of really good ones. But this one holds a certain place for me because I actually streamed my son Travis. For those of you who watch my other YouTube channel, Travis and I did a 2-man scramble against Seadrum, who made this course. This is a par 3 fantasy course played on the moon. And we had so much fun playing it. And
I just noticed where this is located.
Where it's located in Look Up Fictional.
Look up. Nice.
Look up.
Nice touch. Well done.
And the altitude is 15,000 feet.
Yeah. And it was created in 1969 by the United States. Who else?
Yep.
Because that's
no
America.
One can see that.
What do we do?
No
we create
one can
golf
see that,
courses
Steve.
on the moon, right?
No one can read that, Steve, because our videos are right over top of the actual text.
Come on,
Steve. No one can read that, Steve.
Yeah.
God, you're out of practice. So, and this course, by the way, is going to lead to my feature. To our feature request in a second. So,
okay.
But let's go through a couple of holes. This was a ton of fun. It is, as you expect, it's a par 3 fictional course on the moon. And for your littles that you like to play, like my son's 9, this is the back tees, which, the longest hole I think is 150 yards. For the littles, there's some really cool stuff because the longest hole I think is 40 yards. And there's a ton of colliders off the rocks and stuff. So it's pretty easy.
Gives them stuff to look at. Keeps them from getting
And this
bored,
one I didn't grab.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I didn't grab a screenshot. We should have. But this first hole is I don't know what you call it, but like the green is sunken at the pin. So all you have to do is get it on the green. It will be a hole in one. I got 3 hole in one and 3 shots, just because as long as you hit the green, anywhere near the green, it rolls down into the pin, which is the kids love.
Nice. And we got the radioactive T markers, right? Space saucers.
UFO radioactive, and everything's animated. You can't see in these slides, but like everything's animated. The lights are going everywhere. This is a floating tee box. You're actually on a flying saucer, floating up and down in the air. It actually makes you a little nauseous. It was just a ton of fun. Next screenshot. I don't know why the hell there's a cyber truck on the moon.
Totally
and it's
random.
but it's so out there. It's awesome. Like, I loved it so much.
Right. Sometimes like just random stuff is freaking great, right?
My son saw this and like cracked up, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's a cyber truck!"
Well, if you're gonna put a vehicle on the moon, it's gonna be a cyber.
Put a cyber truck, right? Exactly.
Right? Elon Musk probably sent it up there, right?
That's in here too. I think he has I didn't get a screenshot. He's got the
SpaceX.
There's a
or
screenshot
something.
of the. No, you remember Elon Musk shot a car? He shot a red Tesla to the sun.
Oh.
And it's like he did that when Tesla first launched, and that's in one of the things in one of the skyboxes. Next screenshot. There's a war going on. I didn't grab it, but there's this. Then there's a alien and a Halo guy shooting each other. A guy from Halo shooting each other with lasers, and this is going up and down, and there's flames coming out the rockets on the back of the ship, and then I pulled this screenshot too because this is really cool.
This is almost
not,
like mini golf at this point, right?
exactly, that you can putt it off here
And
and
then
it
does
rolls
it bounce
right
off that
down.
rock?
Yeah. It goes really fast. It bounces off the rock, then back onto the hole. So it's almost like, and then if you look to the left, you see there's a ramp coming down from the left side.
Yeah.
That's the junior tee. Just like it's like a
Okay.
15-yard
Now,
putt.
is that a QR code on the left?
It is because he's building sims. Seadrum builds sims for folks, and courses. So it's
that's
QR
perfect
code
because
to
it goes with the. It's not just like a lame advertisement. It's like it kind of fits the theme.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a little QR code.
Nice.
So like I feel like he bought this pack. He saw this pack of moon shit and stuck it. I got to build a course for
Why
it,
not?
you know?
Why not? Right?
And then what wouldn't it be without a moonwalk without Michael Jackson? Here's a funny story. Are you ready for this? When my son and I played this, we streamed it on YouTube on my other channel. We had a bunch of folks that were watching, which was a lot of fun, and rooting for Travis over Seadrum, which is even more fun. YouTube copyrighted my video for the 3 seconds of the song that was playing while he was moonwalking.
Yeah, it's like crazy how you got to be really careful about that.
Yeah, I had to mute. It literally was 6 seconds of audio.
Because I thought in pre-show, I was like, oh, we should throw some like Michael Jackson soundbite in here. I'm like, no, because we're going to get completely nabbed by the YouTube police, right?
Yeah, so we muted it, and then it got through the copyright stuff. So anyway, fun course. If you're looking for something just kind of wacky and crazy, but really, really well done and just a lot of fun, I recommend this hands down. It's great job, Seadrum.
Well done. Congratulations. Okay, so
one more.
Wedgwood.
You want me to talk? You want to talk?
Go ahead.
All right.
Well, Coopersburg, Pennsylvania. How do I not know of this course?
It should be right around isn't that in your neck of the woods?
Look while you're talking. I'm going to look where Coopersburg is.
Okay. So this is a new release, actually, and I don't know if Hardcore 99 has ever gotten an MPOW before. So this might be your first MPOW. I don't remember every MPOW, but I remember most of them, and I don't think so. I love these kind of awards or shout outs because I think we've seen the quality of work generally getting better in GS Pro. I think there's been a lot of really great courses, and seeing Hardcore's as he's released more courses, using more techniques and more stuff, and his stuff keeps getting better and better. And this one, I played this one in the sim, and it's a 27 hole. There's 3 different nines. They are 3 different nines, so you get a little different experience in each one, and they're all done really, really well. I grabbed screenshots from the Maple. It's Maple Oak is a thing, but the Maple course, just to give you a sample of it. Not super long. It's okay. Not super hard. It's okay. Really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to check this out because Coopersburg is south of Allentown, which is probably to get there would be like an hour and a half for me. So not out of the woods, but this is probably, they don't let people like me near places like this.
So this is a nice place. Yeah. So I thought this was just great looking, really great colors, really great shades. You can see, I always look at hues. I look at, does the grasses in the deep rough flow into the rough, and does it stand out and pop? I do like the pop of those red trees. I think it was a nice touch putting those in certain spots like he did. But overall, I thought the look and feel, the sat shading he put on it was really, really nice with the divots, and the trees looked great. I thought the shading on the trunks of the trees looked really, really good. So I don't know if I don't actually recognize some of those trees, and they're not base pack trees. So I don't know if
I looked it up. This is a public place, and the cost is reasonable. So I might have to get the guys together and make a road trip here.
This may be an instance of the GS Pro course is nicer than the real life course.
Well, let's face it. I built my home course on here, which is a goat track, right?
You made it really nice. Like yours is like the Augusta of your.
But I'm always down for trying a new course,
Me too. Me too. So I got a couple more shots we'll go through. He's got really nice custom tee boxes and flags. And again, I grabbed this background shot because you can see all of the vegetation behind the green and stuff there. The bunker, then these tee markers, the bunkers. Really, I love the shading in the bunkers. I thought the sat shading
did a good job with the overhang, the lip, giving a little bit more depth there. Yeah.
This to me looks like, and this is what I'm hoping, okay? Because have you played at all with Afrod's new bunker recipes?
No, and so for you guys that know, when I make the None to Done series, I kind of like build a course, and then as I'm going through the course, I make the videos. So next thing is to start going through Blender. So I just redid all the Inkscape videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next thing is to start going through Blender. Now the problem with the Blender is like there are so many additions now between what Afrod did,
yes,
what DPR's done, right, with all the scripts in there. So I'm almost feeling like, and if anyone wants to do this, let me know, that you need to break up. Someone's going to have to start taking over the Inkscape videos. Someone's going to have to start taking the Unity videos.
Because there's a lot of...
There's just, it's getting so I'm always fighting with what do people need to know to build a course, but versus what they should know. Right?
Don't worry. Next year, you'll just ask ChatGPT to build the course for you. Yeah,
exactly. This will be a thing of the past next year.
But I think this is one of those recipes. I think which I love, by the way. I think that because that bunker lip, I love that overhang where the grass overhangs. It kind of drops down. It rolls over the top of the lip. I think this is a recipe that he imported into Blender and applied, and like that is. I signed up and have Afrod's premium list of recipes that he uses, and it's spectacular. Some of the things you can do without having to go to every single bunker and manipulate every vertex in Blender by just importing and using the recipe.
Which is so tedious. Like what CSM Golf does, spending hours on bunkers. Yep. I mean, we'll eventually, we will eventually get to the point where people can do that in minutes, right? And eventually get to the point where no one has to do it. Like you said, AI will do it.
Yeah, for sure. So I thought this was great. And then the last thing for me is, and you can see a little bit here. See, there's the last screenshot. But he's got so much detail. There's animals. There's the vapor trail of the plane flying overhead.
That's a chemical trail, by the way. They're putting chemicals out there. They're poisoning our minds. I just want to let everyone know that. Don't breathe it in.
They're putting fertilizer on the course. They're just airdropping it in.
Right. Yeah.
And then like everything from the first tee with the soda machine and everything right there to the next, we can go through a couple screenshots where like look at the detail. This is right off the first tee there. He's got the road, the cars are animated, all the signs, the power lines, the cell tower in the background. On the hill, on a different angle, on the mountain or the hill in the background, there's the radio towers are up. Like there's no...
You can tell he just had a fun time doing this.
He did.
Right.
He did. So, and I appreciate all this extra effort that goes in that you don't necessarily see in the course.
This stuff takes a lot of time. Well done.
Yep.
He did a really good job putting the carts, like all the cars look like they're touching the pavement. They're not hovering.
Yep.
that takes
and
a
there's
lot
noises
of time.
as they drive by. So we put
really cool.
It's just really cool. Really good job. So great job on that one, Hardcore. Really, really nicely job.
Well done. All right. So we do have, relating back to something you said earlier.
Yes.
And now a Master and Marshy GS Pro feature request.
Crazy arm guy. There he is. Crazy arm guy.
It's weird how his arms do that.
AI's great.
AI is mostly great.
Mostly great. The problem is when it gets too good, then it won't be that fun anymore.
It won't be fun anymore. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So you had a
I learned why AI misspells stuff all the time, especially in images.
Why is that?
Because the language model does not read letters. It looks for the pattern. And so it's not reading the letters. You know what I mean? It doesn't see an N and see an N. It reads the shape, and it's looking for the pattern of the shape. And so it's trying to match the pattern. It's not actually saying this is an M. So I need to put an M there. It's more of the pattern of the shape on it. So, which is interesting.
Learn something new every day.
There you go. I did have a feature request, and it ties back to the Moonwalk Par 3 course. So next slide.
There it is.
There you go. I'd love it if for those fantasy courses, I can think of a couple where we had the ability in GS Pro to do a percent of Earth's gravity. And I know like Seadrum put that at 15,000 feet to hit it longer, but it would be cool to say, hey, I want it to be 80% of Earth's gravity. And so then you could like play the moon course, and
Yeah.
the ball would float like you were hitting it on the moon.
So then there'd be some percentage probably, like in the low percentage, where you hit it, it just leaves orbit.
It just you hit a driver, you know,
It
you're
just
one of those
doesn't go.
tips players, and it just never comes back. Exactly.
So
It
it's
goes
kind of
forever.
like remember the old. Yeah, I guess it's not so old. There was a bug that when the ball fell through GS Pro meshes, it would just drop forever.
Drop forever. It never
Just see
stopped.
Your yardage counter just keep on going. Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool though, and it would apply to everything. Imagine like if you had an animated cyber truck being raised up by a UFO,
Yeah.
it would kind of go in the same, you know.
This
Anyway,
probably isn't as easy as we think it is, you know.
I could probably also say safely it's not high on ATP's list of dev things to go to.
Sometimes we have feature requests that were actually get implemented, right? And then sometimes we have ones that are kind of like, all right, it could be fun, yeah. All right.
I think John Mayer is going to see this and roll his eyes and be like, "You guys, welcome back."
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. All right.
right.
On to somewhat favorite segment for everybody. Here we go.
And
Oh, yay!
here are your posts of the week.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Well, that doesn't make any sense, bro.
This is everybody's favorite post. By the way.
Everyone's
Everyone's segment.
like, so people like are new to the show. Like I used AI to do like all the segments.
Yes,
And
yes.
like, that was a good one. They nailed that one.
They nailed it. It's really good. That one is really good. Yeah. By the way, I'm popping the bottle again. I'm already popping the cork again. So
I am by the way, Frost
What's the
Buddy.
name of that?
My beer
Frost
is still
Buddy.
cold. It's very cold.
my bourbon is not Frost Buddy. Sorry.
Okay, so let me go into. So I only have one because, well, I've been.
You
kind
turned
of,
off social
I
media
turned
for like
off
6
so-
weeks.
when I say like I turned off Discord, I even like didn't even look at like GS Pro posts or anything like that.
People don't realize
I
I had
shut
to like text you. I had to send text
Yes, you
messages
did.
to you to get you to reply
Yeah.
because you weren't replying to Discord.
Yes, you totally had to text me.
And my
because I
text
was-
messages are, "Where the hell are you?
Yes, I'm like, no, you were like, are you okay?
Are you okay? Are
I'm like,
you?"
I'm
They were
fine. I'm just
actually-
taking some time. And I tell you, with the time. I do have to find a little bit more balance there. The mindfulness of being away was definitely, it was nice. Let's put it that way. All right.
Yeah.
But I did miss the post of the week. These are always
these are good.
fun.
These are good.
Let's do some music here.
Oh,
Now-
it's loud. Hold on.
Hold on. I can turn it down. Yeah. Now it does turn down when we talk a little bit. So
Yeah, that was real loud.
I only have one, but it's a good one. And one of our, when we talk, I always say, hey, that guy's an asshole, but he's our asshole,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
it's no different here. So Andrew posted, hey, finally got to play Georgia today, referring to Georgia Golf Club. If you know, you know. Before the round, it says enable tournament mode or something. What does that mean? Right? And of course, Amache came back and said, hey, it enables tournament
It
mode.
enables tournament mode.
Thank you very much.
I didn't see that post, and I love that Adam came back with that response, except it had 3 too many words.
Yes, I had 3 too many words. And of course, we could do, Amachi's walk-in more music if you wanted to on that one, right? Okay, so that was the only one I had. So sorry, everybody, to disappoint you this week. Hopefully, I'll
Thanks.
get turned back on my Facebook alerts for GS Pro, and we'll see.
All right, Steve, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Put us up on the right-hand side and kill the music.
Okay. Is it really loud on your end?
Yeah, it's really loud on my
It's
end.
weird. It's really loud on your end, Steve.
It's probably fine in the recording.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
definitely
can't.
fine in the recording. Let's see. Let's do your right side.
All right, can you kill the music? There we go. Perfect. Okay, I have more than one. I have 2. No, I'm kidding. I've got more than 2.
Right. Okay.
Right. You hear me now?
I hear you.
All right, let's go. First one. I kind of grouped these together. Has anyone ever built their home course for them? How much? No. No one. No one's ever in
Never.
GS Pro had their home course built. No one.
No. As a matter of fact, no one has any home courses at all. That's
That's-
farce.
That's a great idea. Somebody should enable it to where we can build a home course.
Can you imagine during the winter Being able to play your home course even though it's closed because it's wintertime.
Anybody? There's 30,000 people in this channel, by the way. Anybody? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone have their home course built? Oh. And to be fair, I'm going to help you. This is a service post. I'm a service kind of guy, so I'm here to help. Where do I find my course library so I can delete some courses? So I'm going to help. Ready?
Yep.
Next. There's a delete button in GS Pro. You just have to hit the trash can button in GS Pro. Now, I get it. You've downloaded 500 courses and you want to delete them all in mass, and there's no mass. I get all that. Okay, so.
By the way, like questions like this are not unique to GS Pro. So while I was on break, I had my birthday, and my family. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but I do drink coffee in the morning. I had like a Keurig. They got me like this espresso machine. Not because I wanted it, because they did. That's what dads get for your birthday, right? You get what the family wants to get.
It's so true.
So they got me this espresso machine. By the way, I have to admit, it's freaking awesome. Right? I'm enjoying it. But I joined the group that like supports like the community espresso group. Same kind of post.
Same thing. How do I make espresso?
Why is this leaking? Your drip tray is full.
What brand did you get? And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. I got the Ninja. The Ninja Luxe.
Yeah.
It's not the top of the line. No, it's kind of like more like, but it's really cool. I enjoy it. But like the drip tray has like this thing that pops up when it's full. It's bright orange, you know?
Yeah.
It's
empty.
This person showed the picture. There's water underneath. The thing's popped up.
And the thing's popped up. It's like, it floats up when the water comes up. And
it doesn't change. The things don't change no matter where you go.
No. And then to follow up with this one, can anyone create a course for me?
Yep, there we go.
Bueller, anyone? Now, do you know on the first two? Do you notice something about the
first two are the same person?
Same person.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch from the same person.
Oh boy.
What we really need to do is teach the person how to use the search button.
And I think I did see there was a post about the search thing too, like people discussing how the search sucks, which I kind of.
Then there's always why are you being such an ass for telling them to search? Just give them the answer. Okay.
Yes. Something at the end of the day though, if we didn't have posts like this and repeated posts, no one would post anything. So we wouldn't have a group at all. So there's another way to look at it, right?
All right, we can go back up on the video.
Oh.
I love that TechBud is lack of trolling, but like promoting his course during the middle of the Masters. This is on Masters Sunday. Anybody watching the Masters today?
Pretty home. Which day was this? Because
Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he being sarcastic here? I think.
He's trying to get people playing. I mean, I think I saw more posts about his update to Georgia Golf Club over the last week than I've seen of anything in a long time.
Yeah.
I think there were more posts about that in the world.
You and I discussed doing a whole segment on all the improvements there. And I went in and I read his README inside of there and all the stuff he did. And we had talked about doing before and after posts of pre and post, and no, I was like, he did so much. I got lazy.
So much stuff, and we're late because Masters was over
we
a few days ago.
We missed the mark
so we're a little
on that
behind.
one. So sorry,
we missed
Tech
the mark.
Bud. You did a great job on that, by the way.
It was really, really good. I think I played it 4 times over the weekend, so it was really good.
Yeah.
But then, not to outdo that, thank you, Judge Shea, for your work on Georgia. So, is Judge Shea and Brent Wells the same person?
Ooh. Wow. We just opened up a whole new dimension.
Is Judge Shea a
wow
synonym, a pseudonym, as an alias for TechBud? I don't know. Yeah. Oh. And I thought this was funny because if you read the comments in this one, I got this one because I thought it was funny. He was giving, and it happens, mistake, no big deal. I do it too, but giving Run Putt Run credit for Georgia Golf Club in the height of the Georgia release, right? But this was really a post about he's having a resolution issue, and
he's looking for support. Probably something that's not even related to the course itself, right?
No, it was a GS Pro thing, and he was like, "Go fix your course, dude." And it was like, "Yeah, the course is fine, and it's the wrong designer." Oops. I thought of you when I got this.
Oh yeah.
You're 87 yards offline. Golf tuition is available at our driving range. I love that they stuck that sign way the hell out there.
Oh, yes. I deserve that for sure.
I just thought, like, you sometimes, if there's a house over there, you like to go for the houses.
Yeah. Well, I don't like to go for the houses. I fear the houses. Let's put it that way. Yeah, they attract me for some reason.
It's like a magnet. It's like a fly, like a moth to a flame.
I can't stop thinking about the houses. It's nothing. If anyone, they need to come up with a phobia for hitting somebody's house with a golf ball. Because I do not want to hit one and then have somebody come out and yell at me and start that whole thing.
I think you just love the architectural aesthetics of the house. You want to go over and check it out up close.
No, not at all. I just don't
not
want
at
to
all.
hit it and piss somebody off and deal with that or pay for a window. Yeah, there's all that.
I think I got a couple more. Hey guys.
Hey Roy.
Hey, Roy.
How you doing, Roy? Hey guys.
I left Roy's name in there because it's so nice. Like, hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey Roy.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the group. Thanks for the ad.
Look. Like, I join a Facebook group and I don't ever post. I'm like, I'm just reading all that. I don't ever.
Certainly don't say, hey, thanks for the ad.
Hey guys.
Thanks.
Hi.
Okay.
Is there more?
Yep.
There might be more. Oh yeah, last one.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I'm
It's
totally
not
gonna
golf
have
related.
Yeah, it could be.
couldn't
Are those golf clubs they're holding?
Sure. Sure. It's the shaft. It's the shaft of the golf club.
Yeah. That's really good. Was that the last?
That's
one?
my last one.
Okay. All right. Ooh, that's loud.
All right,
Okay.
my friend.
Yep. Here we are.
We're back.
The show that never ends. Okay. Thank you. Thanks everybody for
Thank you,
joining. Thanks for
everybody.
watching to the end. And
We'll see you next week.
Yep. We'll catch up to you next time. See everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.